So there I was, drawing as always, trying to make a name for myself. I was trying to learn character design, finally put something out there that was made by me, showing the world I exist. Whenever I draw, I have something playing on the screen. It can be music, a series, dub anime. I'm sorry, I cannot read what I draw, and Mexican dub fucking rules.
¡Soy Moltres el Guajolote Macías!
I was really desperate. I couldn't even bring myself to draw at normal speed. My head always wandered. I was already in my 20s, not a dollar at my name, unemployed. I felt lost. And after finished watching Shrek 2 for the 100th time, I saw this new icon on Netflix, a little mini series called Arcane. I've played League of Legends before. Sadly, my cousin brought me to the Summoner's Rift and I learned little by little the complicated and self-harming world that being a League player is. But, because of me knowing the game, I knew a series was going to be made about it. So I decided to watch it as I continued drawing. I mean, it's a League of Legends series. It's not going to be good, right? How good can it be, right? How good can it be? Not even 5 minutes into the episode, I was mesmerized. The colors, the characters, the direction, the dialogues. I stopped what I was doing and put my full attention into what could be something really special. And oh my god, was it something special. I never been the kind of person that cries at movies. Don't get me wrong, I love movies and series. I want to create one. It's what moves my world. Reading, watching and playing stories, and even though there are certain things that have come close to making me cry, I always been more of the kind that studies it. I love watching and learning, feeling it and understanding how they are targeting those emotions for us. Free Churro, Steven confronting Rose, the you cry part from this acid trip, almost every One Piece backstory, and one of my favorite scenes of anything ever, but I mean Arcane might beat it. We aren't gods, or in Spanish, no somos dioses, for Full Metal 2003. I love this shit and I always talk about it with my students when I used to teach or with my friends that also like storytelling. Why can't I make something like that? But when I watched Silco Hawk Powder after everything that happened these last 2 episodes, I actually was out of words. I stopped thinking. I stopped saying, wow, this is amazing, how are they doing this? Or anything like that. I just stopped. But I started feeling. When Silco said,
"It's okay. We'll show them. We will show them all."
well, they just had. They showed all of us that they were doing it at that moment. They showed us how a series about one, if not the most toxic game out there, seriously, stay away from this shit. For your own good. Was gonna make a mark in history. This series was something special, and we weren't ready for what was about to come. I stopped everything, and for the next 2 weeks of my life, I was just orbiting around this magnificent series. I could only think about it. I was obsessed in figuring everything out, why each frame was made, why the dialogues felt so sharp, why the visuals are breathtaking. I was obsessed with the characters. What? I can fix her! And episode by episode, my eyes started to open wider and wider, my heart beating and my stomach shrinking. Everything I saw made me realize again how amazing storytelling can be, how these stories have been beside me all my life. That's the reason I decided to take this path in life. Why I wanted to be an animator, why I wanted to tell stories, why instead of listening in class, why a word is esdrújula or aguda, useless Spanish shit. I was drawing and making comics in my notebooks. I wanted to tell stories, I wanted to create this feeling that I was experiencing while I saw Jinx take the blue flare and painted the sky, while the memory of her brothers haunted her, while the doubt of her sister showing was eating her alive, while Silco broke for the first time in the series, we saw him losing control. I wanted to do something like that. But I couldn't. I'm a failed animator. I can't get a job in the medium. I haven't had my name in a credits roll or shown my work outside of my teachers and friends. I was getting like 2 likes on Instagram and 0 on Twitter. I don't have the skill to show if I wanted to do something that made people feel the way this series made me feel, and still plays with my heartstrings to this day. I had to create something. I had to exists. That year, I decided I wanted to create something. Whatever. I wanted to show that I'm here. So, because of Arcane, I started to draw an idea I envisioned like 4 years prior, even before going to art school or even finishing preparatoria, that is like high school over here. I made 100 plus pages of the first episode of a series called Banja, a series about some kids that want to become monster hunters. I decided I wanted to show that I have some skill on me, that maybe I can draw like the 12-year-olds on Instagram or the 19-year-old that works on Jujutsu Kaisen, that I mean, what the fuck? A 14-year-old work on Spider-Man? Fuck man, what am I doing? But I did it. I finished it. I created something with Arcane always playing in the back of my head. I wanted to show how I also could make a raw, emotional experience with some sense of art direction, composition, and use of color. I was proud. I had made something for the first time in my life. Really late, but I did it. So, let's post it. Well, it didn't work. But in the meantime, while I watch and rewatch Arcane, the thunder of creating kept eating at me. So after a search and game came out, I decided to start a YouTube channel. I have a lot of inspiration coming from this social media, so I decided why not join it? Let's create and keep creating. Maybe with this, with time I can actually make a name for myself. And I created and created, changed my approach, keep creating, became a YouTube partner, made my first small checks, bought a microphone, kept creating, found out I might have a problem with Pokemon, got 16 views, sometimes 1k, sometimes more than that, but something felt off. I love doing these videos, I love talking about shit I like, obviously, but I was missing something. And well, that time came. After almost 2 years now, one active year of me doing this YouTube shtick, Arcane Season 2 was dropping, and I, tired of months of animating for it to be lost on the depths of a social media full of Mr. Beast wannabes and whatever the shit this is, I needed something to pick me up from the short burst that is the One Piece manga release. Like, I don't know how we survived 3 chapters directed to our brains just to be in abstinence for 2 weeks. And nonetheless, to say the moment one frame of this new act of Arcane hit me, I was transported back. I'm transported to those days of me sitting dangerously close to the TV, watching Goku bite Freezer's tail for the first time, or watching Ash fumble the bag in any tournament ever except from the Orange Islands, like shush. That childlike wonder had me lost in these episodes. As I watched K to the Thing, I was like, damn! As I saw Ambessa put on the mask, I was like, damn! As I watched some random goon disrespect my wife, what the fuck is wrong with you? She is Jinx and you will respect her, you son of a... I was enthralled, I was captivated, I was transported. Again, you gotta understand that I do love more series than just one. I have lost myself in other series before. Better Call Saul is a masterpiece. Game of Thrones was, in capital letters, good. I was digging Cobra Kai, but something happened. And there's a lot of cartoons, movies, and series that are tattooed in my brain forever. But Arcane hits different. It is unapologetically itself, and nothing more. Yeah, it could be based on the way Final Fantasy VII world works, with the plates and the living conditions and shit, but the important thing is how you use your characters and settings. And these characters just leap out of the screen, their interactions, their dialogues, and I say this once and I will say it many more times. To this day, in any animation project, nothing comes close to the character acting in Arcane. This is a new level of character animation. Nothing comes close. I know this movie exists. I know it's a masterpiece in animation, but I'm sorry, Arcane solos the character acting world, but the blade cuts both ways. Whenever I see something this amazing, I feel inspired, but at the same time, I feel trapped. I haven't done anything, I haven't created something that made anyone stop thinking and start feeling. I'm so far away to what I aspire to be. I'm not a creator, I'm not an animator, I'm not a writer. I'm making this video and I can't even call myself a YouTuber. Like the first time I watch Arcane, time keeps passing and everything evolves around me, but I'm still lost. I can't believe what I'm watching is real. It's so amazing and it makes me feel awesome, and at the same time it makes me realize that I'm stranded. Arcane again makes me want to create, makes me want to come alive, makes me want to exist, I want to create. I want to be seen. Even if I fail, I can learn from it and start doing new shit. And fail and try again and keep failing until someone feels something reading, watching, or listening to what I create. I want to be seen and fail instead of keep being invisible. Because this series can be anything but invisible. This series is meant to be seen, experienced, and make everyone feel, get angry, we get scared, we cheer, we cry, we boo, we might even get horny. What? They know what they were doing. Of course there are nitpicks here and there, sadly nothing can be perfect. What? Did you think I couldn't find something that bothers me in one of my favorite things ever? Pfft, please, I'm the guy that thinks Rockstar is overrated. By a lot. But the things that bother me are so minuscule in this perfect serving that even with those flaws, they give us something so excellent that fixating on those things is a waste of time. We could be here all day discussing things that make no sense, or feel rushed, or just a fucking disappointment. But why? This thing gives us so many tender and hype moments that there is no use in wasting time being negative. In the words of Chase, it's the imperfections that makes us who we are, even when talking about media. Of course, it is good to spot those things and learn from them if you want to create, or just make a thumbnail that will attract traffic to a YouTube video. But there is no use. Arcane is still magnificent. It's still a masterpiece, and it breaks me to this day. It shows me the highs and the lows of pursuing a career in something like this. And Arcane, like the first time I saw it, made me realize that maybe I don't want to be an animator. Animation is my favorite medium, and I want to tell stories in it. But I don't want to be stuck in a chair animating an amazing scene from the next One Piece episode or the next Ranma fight. I actually want to be the one that creates that scene. And animating it will be just a price on top of that. I want to be the one that creates something that makes you feel angry or sad. Something that makes you cheer when your favorite character does something awesome. Or cry when your favorite character doesn't make it. I want to make someone, anyone feel the same way this series makes me feel. I want you to laugh, to share your experience, or even make you feel horny. It's not out of the question, it's still part of the job. But for that, I still need to create. I need to turn this invisibility spell off. I love Arcane for showing me what I want to be once more. I love that I got to see this series, and I love that I can share it with a lot of people too. This is what good media can make. It can break you, like Arcane did to me, but it can help you pick up your pieces and putting them back together too. It can make you realize who you are, what moves you, what inspires you, what you hate, what you find moving, what you find cute, what you find disgusting, what you find entertaining, what you find soulless, what you find raw, what you find fulfilling. It can help you find yourself. So hi, I'm Laserpan, and I like to create. What about you?